Hello guys, this is me Hamza and I'm studying at Rahani School campus and my name
Everything
is
all right? Take your
So
time, no
today
rush.
we are having to talk with Paul Maya on topic sorry. So let's start. Hi.
Hey, it's good to hear your voice.
Maya, can you talk with me on topic sorry?
Of course, hello. What did you want to talk about?
My first question is what does the word sorry means?
Sorry is a really interesting word. At its most basic, it means you feel bad about something you did or didn't do that caused someone else trouble or hurt. But it's way more than that. It can be really different depending on how you say it and when. Sometimes it's a full apology, like, I'm so sorry for being late. Other times it's more of a politeness thing, like if you accidentally bump into someone, you say sorry, even if you didn't actually do much wrong. Using People use it to show empathy too, like when someone tells you bad news, saying I'm sorry to hear that doesn't mean you're taking blame, but that you care. What made you curious about it?
Okay, so my next question is
I'm listening.
why do people say sorry?
That's a good follow-up question. People say sorry for a lot of reasons that are pretty tangled up together. Sometimes it's genuine remorse. You messed up and want to make things right. But sometimes it's like social grease. We say it to keep things running smoothly, even if we don't think we've done anything truly wrong, like bumping into someone. Or maybe we want to show empathy, like when someone's upset. It can even be a way of taking responsibility when you're not actually sure if you did anything wrong, just to de escalate a situation. Does that make sense? It's like social lubrication, sometimes more than actual regret. Have you noticed patterns in when people apologize?
Okay, so my next question is when should we apologize?
I'm not sure what you meant. When should we upload, guys? Could you say that again? It sounded a
My
bit garbled.
my question is when should we apologize?
Okay. When should we apply to guides? Do you mean like for a job or a program or something else entirely? Tell me more about what you're thinking of applying for.
Okay, so my next question is what is an apology?
An apology is when you tell someone you're sorry for doing something wrong. But it's more than just saying the words, I'm sorry. Good apologies usually explain what you did wrong, why it was wrong, and that you'll try not to repeat it. It's a way of showing respect for the other person and acknowledging how your actions affected them. But people get apologies mixed up with just feeling bad. You can feel bad without actually apologizing, and a real apology needs to be intentional and take responsibility. Why did that question come up for you?
Okay, so my next question is saying sorry important in daily life?
Just checking some info on that. Okay, so there's no widely known Saint Sorry connected to Delhi. It sounds like you might be thinking of Sher Shah Suri, who was actually an emperor who ruled from Delhi in the 1500s. He's pretty significant in Indian history. There's also Saturn, referred to as Sari in Indian astronomy. And there were places called Sarais, basically ancient roadside rest stops, some of which still have Sari in their names today. Could you have maybe gotten parts of those names mixed up? Or were you thinking of someone else entirely?
Okay, so my next question is how does saying sorry make other feel?
Let me check into that. So, Saint Soli isn't really turning up as a known figure, which makes things tricky. I did come across something about a plant called Salvia divinorum, sometimes called magic mint, that people call Soli. It's a plant that can create almost dreamlike experiences for people. People who use it describe it as intense, maybe similar to feeling in a deep meditation or trance, but it doesn't really sound like the traditional saint thing, so maybe you're thinking of something else?
Okay, so my next question is what happens if we do not say sorry?
Well, A,
I am saying
hey,
what
what's
happens
up?
if we do not say sorry?
Oh, right, sorry. If people don't say sorry when they've done something wrong, a lot can happen. Relationships can get strained because it feels like they don't care about your feelings. The situation can escalate because the other person doesn't feel acknowledged or validated. It can create resentment if people keep doing hurtful things without taking responsibility. Sometimes the person who did something wrong ends up losing trust. It's like the other person learns you can't count on them to make things right. People might just pull away if apologies are never offered. It really depends on how often and big the problem is, but it makes it harder to have healthy connections, for sure.
Okay, so my next question is can saying sorry fix a mistake?
Let me look into that. That one is pretty mysterious. There's a character in a video game called Amid Evil, who's a boss named Saint Soul, but there's nothing that says he fixes mist. There also seem to be different types of mist-based perfumes. Some are Sol de Janeiro scents, or from a company called Pinrose. Maybe you were thinking about fixing perfume mist or something connected to that game? It's definitely an unusual combination of fruits, though.
Okay, so my next question is who should say sorry first after a mistake?
I think you meant to ask who should say sorry when a mistake happens. The answer to that one depends entirely on who made the mistake. Usually, the person who made the error is the one who should apologize, but sometimes it's about who's in the better position to fix the situation or ease the impact. So you might offer an apology even if it wasn't technically your fault. Relationships are complicated, right? Sometimes it comes down to who feels worse about it. Like if your mistake hurt someone's feelings, maybe offering an apology is the right thing to do, even if you weren't technically wrong.
Okay, so my next question is saying sorry a sign of weakness or strength?
It's an interesting question. Censoring itself, like holding something back, can definitely be a sign of either weakness or stress, but not always in a bad way. Sometimes people censor themselves to avoid hurting someone's feelings, right? That's probably more about politeness than weakness. But if you're constantly censoring your thoughts because you're afraid of the reaction you'll get, that can be a sign of anxiety or maybe feeling unsafe, to be honest. If it's coming from stress, like you're overwhelmed and just can't figure out what to say, that's different too. It really depends why you're doing it. Do you think someone in particular is doing this, or are you thinking about it for yourself?
So Maya, I hope you like to talk with me on topics.
I really do enjoy talking with you. You're curious about words and how people communicate. It makes for interesting conversations. I especially like how you're exploring all these different words and what they really mean to people. It's a lot more complicated than it seems at first glance, right?
So guys, I hope you also like this video. Thank you. Bye bye.